Ooh, but I think we might actually be going live here. Yeah, we're actually getting right into this. So this will be Viaduct. This is going to be Ascent.NA versus Top5Sons. This is, I believe, our first Viaduct casted game of LAN. So going into this first bit, we can see bot mode just walking up, taking this bit of position, but the soldiers of Top5Sons able to jump in nice and deep. Jayzo getting nice. One rock onto the back. He's going for the air shot. He does hit it. Nice. Ombrak into the dirt. Skis still very much alive and surrounded by both of his scouts. So nice and patient play. It's going to be cleaning up the last couple guys. And Sorix and Kunu nowhere to be seen, all the way back into spawn.
Yeah, that like Skis had I don't think this is probably the first I've ever said it, but the medic had a pretty nuts mid. Like Opti and Everix just went straight in for him, and they like hit an amazing strafe, just like round from one side of the house to the other, and landed on like the little ledge just next to the house, and managed to just keep everyone alive and dodge like 4 players at once.
This is actually genuinely making me feel unwell because Jay's sniping hit the 1-inch 360. He's starting to try and rattle off some shots. Not really hit anything so far, but just denying a little bit. Skis still getting his Uber, getting just a little bit of damage in all of this, but it's basically just going to be a sack wave for Top5Sons. No real damage, no force. They managed to pick up Slemnish and Jay, so that does make things a little bit easier with the spawns, but Ombrak still doesn't have his own Uber, so nice and patient is where they're going to have to be playing this. Jay spawning once again on Sniper. Slemnish as well, just about getting up. So this is basically a free minute for the side of Ascent.NA.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Sorix like just was not with the team on the sack there. Like he was incredibly late getting in. And the Uber is actually just popped here for top 5. They're just going to go straight in. Skis hasn't popped it and the whole Uber is faded for top 5.
This is not good at all, and we're getting headshots as well. Skis just literally just not even using his Uber, doesn't care, zero pressure on him at all. Like,
damage.
Yeah, I don't even know how you could Uber and get it quite that catastrophic. They're still even losing players, my god. None of them are safe. Finally, Yai gets pressured out because he's like, okay, I can't quite play in the spawn. That'll do. And now, immediately, Ascent.NA. Yeah, like they're just sitting there. They're forward holding bot modes in position. We have Jay peeking just wherever he wants. We still have this Uber advantage. Basically, nearly 2 minutes have passed now. And this is just, I mean, this is pretty brutal right now. Top5Sons is getting completely outclassed. They're trying to get out towards Cliffside. It does look like they've broken the forward hold. So, Ascent.NA, they move back into points. Still about 25% off Ombrak getting his own Uber. We still have the sniper up now. Jay's just going to be making things a little bit more difficult for Ombrak to get into position. One crucial headshot right now on Ombrak basically could spell this entire round, you know? We are seeing some soldiers get aggressive on the side of Top5Sons, but is it? Oh my god, these shots are getting so close, but he's not quite going for it. 150, and yep, Uber's going to get used now by Ombrak. Skis taking that little bit of damage, using himself, easily picking up War in the tail end of this Uber, and Ombrak as well, going so weak, getting chased down by both these scouts. Nice, easy frags there. 3 players remaining on the side of Top5Sons, and my god, what a mountain they have to climb up to get back into this round.
That was just like Everix was like had the right idea in mind. He went behind, he got the kill on Jay. He was trying no one was even really. It was bizarre. No one was even looking at him, even though he was behind. And actually, we've just got Slemnish and just right in, like almost again. They're almost at the spawn doors.
Yeah, like the thing is that they don't care, right? At this point, you know, there's 16 seconds. Like, you know, the Ubers aren't going to come into play at this point. It's going to be all about who gets these frags, right? Everix takes himself down. You know, granted, he tried to go for it, but that's not really going to do anything now. We do see finally a little bit of success here. We do see managing to pick up Jay, but I mean, as soon as that happens, the second anything's looking good, Slemnish is just like bam, bam, bam.
Look at the kill streak right at the end there. Like Slemnish on a 5k, I think Circa was on like 6. They're just not dying. Like Skis, I think, didn't die in that round. I'm deliberately saying that to jinx it and see if we can get maybe a bit of a closer round. But yeah, Skis, like he only even used like 2 Ubers there. Like his first Uber lasted him like 5 minutes.
Well, Top5Sons there, not interested in losing this too quickly, because now Kunu, he's on Sniper. Sniper to mid, let's see what starts happening now. Jay, on the other hand, he's back on Soldier. So Kunu taking this all-important first shot. Wow, Slemnish easily getting body shot down. No real aggression on the side of either team now. They're starting to move across on the side of Ascent.NA. There's good frags taking down Kunu, but Jay, he's going to get picked up on the back line now as well. And finally, top 5 starting to look in a decent position here. Yite and Skis, they've got a backup. Nothing they can do here. Laz desperately tried to get on Ombrak, but his dodge is just a little bit too good today. So finally, they managed to start ticking time off on this clock. But in all of that, Skis did manage to live. So Ubers is only going to be about a 15% advantage for top 5.
Yeah, you can see just the instant reaction though as well from Jay. Like as soon as Koff got the frag, like Jay was just in immediately onto the sniper and got the frag. Like it's just like it seems like just they're just gel, like because they have played together for so long, they just gelled as a team.
Exactly.
Like, they just work so much better together than it seems that top 5 are doing.
Yeah, we are seeing some good success. Oh, Laz jumping in deep. Nice one rocket, but Ombrak creates a little surf away, and Laz getting a headshot on the exit. So that's really, really important. Kunu now trying to get forward. We do see a nice little force here. They do manage to pick up actually both Slemnish and Jay, so that's pretty good. Now, Skis, he still has his Uber towards Cliffside, but really, they're not looking to force all the way from Cliff. They've got to be a little bit worried here. Yeah, even War's just walking in, picking up Yite. My God, there's so much damage Skis is having to use here. And honestly, right now, this could be so sick if top 5 can just get out alive. War, he does lose his life, but, I mean, it's not too bad now as long as really Ombrak can stay alive.
Opti's behind.
Oh my days!
Absolutely destroys Slemnish.
That's brutal. Okay, all right, Slemnish. You know, we talked a lot of impressive stuff, but it turns out he's not invulnerable to getting air shots. So, sorry, Slemnish, gonna have to spend some time in the spawn queue. Top 5 looking like to try and get out through this Cliff hand side once again. A bit of a foothold for Ascent.NA. They don't have quite all of their players. They seem content though, as we just see Kunu now peeking a little bit towards main. It does look like it's almost a little bit scary. You might just be able to peek a little bit deep and possibly get on the Skis or just really anyone. In all this time, clocks are ticking off, and we do have about 25% advantage for top 5Sons, so they might just honestly just run out nice and aggressive. We do have the Pyro making some nice space. Opti almost really unfortunate just to die there. This Uber's just about to come up, but no, there's so many top 5 players losing their lives. My God, even War's going down. We do finally see the Uber use 2 more frags, at least makes this equal, but it's about 90% on the side of Skis. Sorax passed it in too much, too little, too late, nowhere near the rest of your team, and this is just gonna be Skis getting his Uber towards point now.
I think that was almost like all on bot mode there. He was just standing on top of house. Oh, War's just in on his own here, and that's almost what looked like before there. He just got juggled in by the sticks of bot mode, and then he just got caught out alone. And then just from as soon as War was dead, everyone else just started dying. Koff with a nice headshot onto Laz there though.
Yeah, making
does spot Jay sniping on the rock as well.
Exactly, they're getting this info. Does look like War managed to get some decent damage along with Opti, forcing off this Uber at least. They're both dying. Ombrak, you know, nice and far back in the corner, so it looks like they're going to be chilling just a little bit, playing with the Uber advantage. Bot mode doesn't want to let them out too much, though. Just wants to make it a little bit more difficult. Now, they do have the option of forward hold again, Ascent.NA, but it might just be Jay taking these aggressive little peeks. I don't even know if people are aware of him right now. Might be he can get into a nice little spot as Ombrak's getting ready to use his Uber now. Just taking a couple seconds just to heal everyone up. Oh, that's a nice little headshot from Jay. Picking up Sorax, and the second scout going down as well. I believe this is really, really scary. Uber's just already getting used, but this is not looking good. My God, War's going down as well. It's just absolute collapsing. Once again, same situation we've seen so many times before. We have both scouts playing with Skis, and all they need to worry about is just keeping their medic alive, keep on playing this Uber advantage, and keep on ticking down that clock.
Yeah, this is honestly just like getting chaotic. I really liked what top 5 did though. Like they just got immediately once they were in spawn, like with Ombrak safely out, they just went straight back in and made sure that there was no possible chance for Ascent to get the forward hold set up, but we somehow managed to beef it.
Yeah, well, it looks like top 5, they can't really afford to wait all day. 30 seconds left on the clock. Skis does get forced a little bit, so Uber's going to get used. Oh, they're just jumping forward though, taking down Kunu, War, and Ombrak. That's almost unforgivable now. Everex as well, and it looks like Opti's not long for this world either. He has one opportunity to get the air shot, but no, he's going to get taken down as well. Not a single frag was gained that day. 8 seconds left on the clock. Bot mode getting nice and aggressive. He doesn't care. Sticky things up. Jay's going in. Doesn't quite hit the shot, but my God, at least he gave it a go. 1 second left, and that's going to be Ascent.NA picking up a second round. And I mean, I guess this game might not be going on too much longer.
No, this is probably going to be one of the quickest games of the entire LAN. Like, just looking at the scoreboard for a quick second there and just see like the scouts for Ascent are just like miles ahead of anyone else on top 5. Like they're almost like double the points of anyone else. Like they're just getting so much work done.
It's absolutely crazy. We're interested to see the logs a little bit after this. It's going to be brutal, but this is it. Possibly our third and final mid. We do have Kunu still sniping, just trying to get that all-important first shot, but Everex already losing his life now as well. The damage from bot mode. One pipe, another pipe. Getting so much. It's actually crazy. The only saving grace for top 5 is that they have killed both the scouts on the side of Ascent, so possibly a repush could be in order. Ombrak, he is still alive, pumping out those heals. Sorax not really with the rest of his team getting the heals. Jay's jumping forward now, forcing so many of these players out in the pipes from bot mode. Yeah, 1, 2, pip. And goodbye back in the spawn queue. You go, he's still hitting them from here. What's he doing? He's just spamming now.
Yeah, no, they're just going to bomb right. They're just, oh god, they boarded the last second.
How is this happening? The air shot's happening as well. This is brutal. This is cruel. This is bullying. For God's sake, Ascent.NA, have some mercy.
Like, I thought this was going to be a lot closer than it's been so far, but this just looks like it's, oh my god.
Oh, Jay! The perfect flank. He picks up Hombrak, Opti, and then with Laz as well, taking down Sorix, mulches them in the corner. Goodbye, your Uber. We don't care. And here we are again. 2 minutes 20 left on the clock. We have full Uber advantage. A couple players left in the spawn queue. I mean, like, realistically, top 5, they just got to start going off absolutely anything, you know?
Yeah. Like, honestly, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that this was a top invite team against just some random team from the open bracket, like, with just how dominant Ascent are right now.
It's kind of crazy. I guess we're finally, you know, learning the answer to the differences between EU and NA. Turns out even the second best funded ESEA NA team is still absolutely incredible at Viaduct. So now we still have this Uber up. Ombrak with still his 50% disadvantage. They're all just kind of dancing around the map, really. They're just getting frags everywhere. Jay seemingly able to play wherever he wants just until this last little bit. Pommo jumps in as well. Okay.
Oh, and Laz just walks in from bottom right from Cliff and gets the frag onto Ombrak in the red spawn area.
I mean, okay, when it gets to the point where even your spawn isn't safe, I don't even know what you're supposed to do right now, right? I feel like top 5, they need some kind of magic, or they're just going to start getting that feeling of just, like, giving up. I mean, realistically, you know, they're going to need to, like, drop skis or just do something, like, really impressive. And then even, like, they've got to win so many fights. It's getting near impossible, but goddamn, I won't say it just yet. They have these opportunities. Moving forward now, Skis wants to take this Uber. Yite charging forward. Going to try and get some decent positioning, get some decent damage forward. Yep, once again, War's getting picked up. We have damage towards Cliff, and we have so many of these top 5 players forced all the way towards spawn. Now, they do have their 30% Uber advantage or so. We still do have Cooney Snuppy. He might be able to rattle off some headshot, but realistically, there's so much work to do. We're going forward. Oh, an opportunity for Kunu, not quite hitting it. And with that opportunity comes 2 frags. He does finally hit one on Slemnish. Takes down the all-important player, but the flank again might be so good. This is, oh my god, okay, Laz just about doesn't get those frags, but you can see how weak they are.
Yeah, the health is, like, there's just no health on anyone on red there. They like, the amount of time they've had to spend just healing instead of pushing is, like, one of the main, like, Jay just gets the frag on the ward. This push has just been crippled.
How does he do it? His 360 is like, it's like 2.5 centimeters. I don't understand how this works. It's ridiculous. Right, Uber's getting used. Ombrax uses his. Both scouts are going to charge forward. Laz goes onto the back lines, picks up the sniper, and he's behind, getting a health back, ready to fight as well. Bot mode, enters the fight himself. The second is Uber's faded. Laz with the huge bomb. Oh, he's just absolutely brutal, crushing the rest of top 5's hopes in this game. And that's going to be all that she wrote. Ascent.NA, absolutely dominant, my God.
I do not think you'll see a quicker game this LAN.
No, that was, yeah.
That was
incredible.
Yeah, I honestly just feel bad for top 5.
Yeah.
That wasn't even that fun to watch. I actually just felt bad for them the entire time. Like, they could be, they couldn't even spawn half the time.
No,
they were just stuck
their
in
own
their
spawn wasn't safe. They literally, they had inside the shutter right back against the wall. That was the only place they were realistically safe. I mean.
And then, like, it got to the point, even it was in the second round, and I think it was like Jay sniping. He just walked into the spawn. He's like, I don't care. We're going to win anyway. I'm just going to feed into your spawn and see if I can hit a nut shot. Like, you know, a 1 in 100 shot.
Why not?
Doesn't matter.
Give it a go, you know, give it a go. Maybe they could have won it with 5. I mean, yeah, I feel like from Ascent.NA's point of view, you know, they've had some rough matchups. You know, they've had some like really interesting games today. I feel like from their point of view, that's a pretty nice game to go out on. You know, they're gonna be thinking, right, actually, we are pretty hot going into the games tomorrow. They're gonna be like, all right, let's start looking at these best of 3s. We got this, boys.
Because even with top 5, they had like pretty close games at the boot camp. I think just on, you know, on 5CP maps. I don't think I've seen them play Viaduct at all, but they had like close games, I think, on like Gully and Snake. But
yeah,
apparently you definitely got to ban out Viaduct in these.
Anyone playing against Ascent.NA right now, you got to be looking. Viaduct's probably going to be your ban. But I mean, well, we don't get much time in a casting seat apparently, because that's going to be all that she wrote. So I guess we're going to have to hand it over to our lovely host and analyst. We have Turbo, Albert, and Dumb ready to break down this brutal 3-0 from Ascent.NA. Guys, what the hell happened?
Welcome back to the desk, and I just like to say sorry to all the teams on behalf of the admin team. We don't know how an open team managed to sneak its way into the invite group, so we'll truly work on it. We'll try and get better into the round, but okay, I'm joking. It's fine. It's just the map. Okay, is it just the map, guys? That was really brutal.
I think it's the map.
Map?
I think this match just brought up literally every point we talked about before the game, right? We talked about how good is this team at product really compared to like what we expect out of NA, TF2, and the answer is really good. Straight away from the first round on, they didn't give up the point at all. Will they deal with the off classes? The sniper was a little bit of an issue, but not too much. And stuff like the pyro against the forward hold didn't work at all. There was one on even Uber where they used the pyro to break out, and Ombrick still had to use anyway, and they never touched skis in that fight whatsoever.
I mean, I'm sure we've got some nice things to say about top 5. I mean, Albert, I saw you writing some stuff down from the game. What did you get down in your notes?
Well, I got this. I don't know if you can see, but it says
Not many,
All you literally wrote was Ascent owned.
Yeah.
Like that's your hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah.
That's,
Well, to broaden it a little bit, Ascent.NA's forward hold were very, very successful, and top 5 couldn't break through it, and that's how you win product. If you have a solid forward hold, it's very hard to get out of spawn.
So it's just the map then. It's just one of those cruel maps that if you're losing, if you don't know how to break that forward hold, it looks abysmal. Like you just get absolutely choked out. But yeah, well, I mean, what else do you say about that sort of game? Like, what is there left to analyze, boys? Help me out.
It's just like product always gets to rap as like the DM map, right? And to an extent, that's obviously true. I mean, you can't do anything without your DM backing it up. Any sort of strategic play you make needs to be backed up by your DM at all times. And Ascent.NA just had both. The ideas were right and the DM was there. And I think another really important point is that the scouts obviously just is the class you think about first when you think product, right? But I really think that Jay and Laz had a huge performance this game, and their timing on everything was impeccable to just constantly catch people off guard. There was the one huge drop of Ombrek just leaving spawn and immediately a Solly in his face. No one knew about it. Those two guys specifically, I think, had really, really great impact.
I mean, I feel like we're kind of kicking a boy while he's down, but let's look at the logs. Oh boy, okay. Oh my god, that's a lot of blue towering above a lot of players there.
519 DPM on bot mode.
Oh my.
519. That's absolutely crazy.
I mean, the only one that really had any sort of saying that game on Top5Sons is the sniper, the one that was avoiding the enemy team as much as possible.
I mean, if you look at Ascent.NA's KDs, it's only Jay with a negative KD, and it's not even that big. Skis not dying a single time.
Oh man, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, you can just see like what I talked about. The explosive class is leading the damage by a lot. They just dealt all the damage. The scouts might not get the damage, but they were there where they were needed. They just cleaned up everything just in time for the team to be happy about it. And it just tells the story of a team that has much, much more cohesion than the other one. Ascent.NA has practiced this map a lot together, and in general just played a lot more together. So they know what they want to do and how they want to do it. Top5Sons don't have that benefit. They just came together very shortly before LAN, and while they're individually talented, if you don't have everything planned out the way you want to, then you need to make up stuff on the fly, and against a team that's this good on this map, there's not much time to do that.
Just the poor soldiers, you know those sorts of soldiers where you just have to keep throwing yourself at the wall over and over again, trying for the opportunities. It makes the logs look ugly, and that's why I am not a logs man. I too, as a soldier, can relate. So, I mean, what sort of ways, what can we learn from this if you're Top5Sons? Like, how would you approach this map differently? Would you just ban it? Like, get that out of there?
I think at this point it might just be a ban, or maybe they can try it again, but really change the way they play it in some way. And they're going to have to be watching demos for that.
How much adaptation are you expecting Top5Sons or a team like Top5Sons to be doing at this LAN? Here, Tom, do you think they're a team that will actually sit down and go over this sort of thing, or are they just a team that's like, if it works, it works, if it doesn't, it doesn't?
I think they have the competitive drive to try to improve. How I think that, especially product as the odd one out, as the King of the Hill map that we have in rotation, it might not be the right place to try to improve anything like dramatically overnight. You have a huge pool of 5CP maps where you might not even be like as confident on as you want to be. Why spend this much time on a map that you could just avoid very easily altogether? Let alone other teams might not be as proficient at this as Ascent.NA. Obviously, we have no way of telling just yet. We just know that they are definitely really good at it as well. who knows how good the other ones are in comparison for top 5. If they're already not doing well against a team like Ascent.NA, they probably won't have much of a say on it against the other teams on Ascent.NA caliber overall, with their experience with each other on like longer standing rosters. So I think for top 5, it's mostly wise to try to avoid King of the Hill and stick with 5CP and improve where it's much easier and much more applicable on a wider variety of maps.
Let's talk about the other side of it. Ascent.NA, you just played this map and you're probably thinking, hey, we're pretty good at this map. Hey, do you think this is like top pick material now for this team? Or is it just the illusion of just having Top5Sons, like having a poor showing on it?
I think we could definitely see Ascent.NA pick it again. Because a lot of the times, what maps you want to play are maps you feel good playing. And they're surely going to feel good playing Product again.
Now, boys, I did say that round 7 would likely be our last round. Turns out that was a lie that I've told, because we actually skipped a round halfway through the day because of all the problems that we were having. Some teams got some games played, but there were some teams that got lost along the way, and no round is left behind. So we're going to go back to round 4. I think we're going to be covering either, I think it's Ascent.EU versus 7, or, hear me out here, we could cover or Electro versus Faint Gaming. Yeah, that sounds like...
It's like, before today, I would have said, oh yeah, let's do Ascent versus 7, right? It's the top 2 this season, even with Feint kind of just being like the wrench in between both of those, able to beat them both, basically. But after today, I don't know, Feint like had both ups and downs, and arguably more ups still, where Aura had more downs than ups, but still their ups were impressive with being a tie against Ascent EU. So it's surprisingly hard to tell all of a sudden which is like the closer game here.
Yeah. And plus, on top of all of that, boys, we've got some tiebreakers potentially as well. So I hope you've got the coffee ready, because we're going to be here all night. Oh, forgive us. But yeah, I guess before we can get into the nitty-gritty of one of those 2 matches that we're going to be covering in round 4, we'll go head on over to a break. We'll see you back here on the analyst desk, and we'll talk a bit more about that round 4. Okay, see you then.